everyone, I'm Caitlin Newman.
And I'm Dylan George. Thanks for joining us for another edition of Outpost TV. Last week we were talking about global communication and Texas Tech's Quality Enhancement Plan, Bear Our Banners.
And this week we're going to talk a little bit more about that, but first, let's talk about what's trending.
According to an article from adage.com, LinkedIn is starting to use its data to sell ads across the web.
LinkedIn Marketing Solutions head of products, Russell Glass, said in an interview, "This is the first time we've had a fully integrated product that allows marketers to reach our audiences outside of LinkedIn. And this new product will allow marketers to pick out segments of LinkedIn's audience and serve them ads across the web. This will also allow them to target as few as 1,000 people."
While social networks Facebook and Twitter have also launched programs that will allow advertisers to target users, LinkedIn's targeting algorithm is said to be the most precise. They've also revamped the B2B ad program Bizzo. Bizzo will allow marketers to target ads to prospects with different messages based on the part of their website the prospect has visited and the data about them on LinkedIn.
And Twitter is now requiring users who sign in through the anonymous service Tor to provide their phone numbers.
That's right. According to an article posted by internationalbusinesstimes.com, Twitter now requires its users to try to sign on through Tor to confirm their identification with their personal phone numbers. While the new verification process is said to be in place to stop serial trolls, it completely goes against the idea that Tor was built on, the idea of online anonymity, where users can protect themselves against network surveillance that threatens personal privacy and freedom.
The new regulations will require users that have been flagged as repeat trolls or as harassing others to log back into Twitter using Tor after they've been suspended. While users who currently use Tor to protect themselves will have to sign in through Tor immediately before they're even accused of doing anything.
With the new rule now in place, Twitter could possibly be able to stop terror organizations such as ISIS and others from spreading propaganda through the site. Last year alone, there were over 3,000 Westerners that were reached by such propaganda and enlisted in ISIS, according to Director of National Intelligence James Clapper.
Our feature story today is a follow-up to our previous conversation about communication in a global environment. Last week, Outpost TV reporter Victoria Young sat down with the College of Media and Communications Regents Professor in Hispanic and International Communication, Dr. Kent Wilkinson.
Here's what Dr. Wilkinson had to say about communicating in a global setting.
Well, I think it's a really important emphasis on communicating in a global society because countries around the world are getting a lot more diverse. Certainly our country is. I think particularly for a college campus it's important because we have a lot of diverse faculty and students and staff working here. But basically students are going to be heading out into a workplace that is quite diverse, and if they've got the tools to be able to communicate effectively with people who are different from them in different languages and different cultures, they're going to have a leg up in the job market and in terms of their future professional success. Well, what we've seen in the last 25-30 years is increased emphasis on the global, many more interconnections economically, politically, socially, technologically across different nations and continents. And so I think it is very important for students and members of the academic community to be able to communicate effectively with other people. I think there's also been a parallel development in terms of the diversity here within the United States, and so the same skills and tools that you can use to communicate effectively across national boundaries, many of them can also be used to communicate effectively here within the United States with diverse groups of people. So I really see them interconnected, sort of the international communication, the global communication, as well as intercultural communication here within the society. And the key to it really is communication, because that's how we share meaning with other people. So it doesn't matter sort of what disciplinary focus somebody is emphasizing, being able to communicate their ideas and to be able to listen to others and understand others effectively is very important. Yeah, social media is certainly something we're focusing a lot on here in the College of Media and Communication. People are spending more and more of their time on social media to interact in a variety of ways. I think keeping in mind the cultural and linguistic differences that people have across nations and as I said before, within our own nation is really important. So trying to avoid stereotyping, avoid sort of making general assessments of other people, trying to understand others as individuals. I think social media allows that if we're, again, careful communicators, careful listeners to others, and keep in mind that social media doesn't play the same roles in other societies that it necessarily does in the United States. It might not be quite as prominent, or they might be using different types of platforms than what we typically use in the United States. So knowing something about who you're communicating with, thinking about effective ways of communicating with them, and being culturally and linguistically sensitive is important. I think social media offers a great opportunity for people to work on a non-native language, on a second or third language as well, because the more you practice that language, the better you get with it. And so, why not interact with people who are native speakers of a target language that you're wanting to improve your ability in. I use the Spanish text button on my phone a lot. I don't post so much on social media in Spanish or Portuguese, but I try to use modern technologies in the language so that I'm practicing the language, not just verbally, but in a distributed space online as well. So those are some ideas.
Thank you, Dr. Wilkinson, for sitting down with the Outpost and sharing your thoughts on the importance of communicating in a global setting.
Yes, thank you so much. Well, that's all the time we have for you today. I'm Dylan George.
And I'm Caitlin Newman. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Thanks for watching.
Outpost TV is produced in the Outpost in the College of Media and Communication at Texas Tech University.